You know, hon, I write with a lot of great songwriters, but this guy is one of my favorites.
Well, he's one of my favorites, too. I know that when I first moved to Nashville, he was one of the first that I ever got to listen to. I love his storytelling, and him as a person is just very inspiring. Y'all, please make welcome our dear friend, Mr. Tim Johnson.
I'm Tim Johnson. I'm 52 years old, look like I'm 45, and I'm from Noti, Oregon, a little mill town in western Oregon. Both my parents were musical. My dad played trombone and my mom sang, but I think my musical beginnings really started with an 8-track cassette of Ray Charles and Bobby Goldsboro. In our house, we had a beat-up piano with missing keys and missing ivories, and most of the keys wouldn't play, but I managed to learn my first song about 8 years old on the piano, a Bill Withers song, Lean on Me.
Yeah, lean on me when you're not.
It was an easy one to learn, and I just fell in love with playing, and I would sing, and my dad would yell from the room for me to shut up because he worked graveyard shift and he needed to get his sleep. I graduated from the University of Oregon, go Ducks, and my mom was going to buy me a guitar for my graduation present, which was a big deal, and she saw an ad in the paper, and it turned out to be Mickey Newberry's guitar. I've been living in Japan for about a year or so teaching English. Well, it turns out Mickey Newberry lived in the area, and I'd written a bunch of songs, and I really wanted to play my songs for a real songwriter. I just called Mickey up at his house, and he was very, very generous and said, yeah, kid, come on by. And so I came by and I played him some songs, and he said, kid, you need to quit living in Japan and move to Nashville. So in 1989, I packed all my stuff, which wasn't very much, and I moved to Nashville. I kicked around town for maybe it was 1 month, or might have been 3 years, to try to find a writer's deal. And about 3 years after living in Nashville, I got my first writer's deal, and I had my first hit 2 years later, a song called I Let Her Lie by Daryl Singletary. And that was my first hit, and it was a 4-week #2. I've been married for about 20 years to the same woman. We have 2 children together, 12 and 13. And we moved a little bit south of Nashville on a little farm where we can keep some chickens. And we all think that our lives are going to stay the same, and you know, we're not going to grow old and things aren't going to happen, but every once in a while, things happen to people, to everyone. And a couple of years ago, on Father's Day, I was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. Every year I get a German chocolate cake for my birthday. That's my one big gift. And my little girl was frosting it and helping putting the candles on. And right before I blew the candles out, she said, Dad, you got to make a wish. And I just realized that all I really wanted was one more year of everything.
Well, I watched my little girl frost that chocolate cake, looking more and more like her mama every day. Well, they got their cameras ready, candles lit. She said, before you blow 'em out, Dad, you gotta make a wish. So I did. One more year with the ones I love, 'cause they don't make enough time down here on earth. One more spin around this great big sun. Feels like I've just begun to see what it's all worth. I guess all I'm wishing for is one more. Well, I ate a giant slice, then another one, and I had the taste of sweet life on my tongue. And I got a brand new tie and a shaving kit. Then I thought to myself, You know the greatest gift is one more year with the ones I love, 'cause they don't make enough time down here on earth. One more spin around this great big sun, feels like I've just begun to see what it's all worth. I guess all I'm wishing for is one more. God willing, if I get to turn another page, next time I blow 'em out, that wish will be the same. One more year with the ones I love, 'cause they don't make enough time down here on earth. One more spin around this great big sun, feels like I've just begun to see what it's all worth. I guess all I'm wishing for is one more. One more